Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another astrology video. So today we will be going into khumalo's astrology chart. So this is not the first time I make a video on khumalo. The first one was a documentary style video on her late boyfriend Senzumeiwa. But today I want to look at her from an internal standpoint and from the stars. So firstly, a birth chart is like a screenshot of the sky on the day you were born and at the time of your birth. And that screenshot will show the placement of the stars, asteroids, planets, and all those together will tell a story of your life through the stars. So let's get into khumalo's birth chart. So initially, what sparked me, of course, is the incident that happened at her home when her boyfriend was murdered at her home in Vosloorus. So that, of course, was a thing. But then when the case reopened and was reignited, the accusations and everything, during the trial, I got interested. I wanted to see her mind and her inner workings and what type of human being and how she thinks and how she just emotes and feels about the world. So yes, so khumalo was born on the 11th of November 1984, and she was born in Vosloorus, and this makes her a 39-year-old woman. Okay, so khumalo is a Scorpio sun and an Aquarius moon. And what stood out the most when I looked at her chart is her sun conjunct her south node. That is a very hard aspect, and her south node is very, very loaded. Like, she has her south node conjunct her sun, her Pluto, her Saturn, and then her Mercury. So yeah, that's heavy with a Scorpio south node. Initially, that's definitely a heavy placement on its own, but coupled with all the other planets in conjunction to the south node, yeah, it makes it that much more heavier. So people with Scorpio south nodes, these natives tend to have a very sketchy, dodgy upbringing. So your south node will tell me about the energy of your early life, your childhood, and also the energy that you come into this world being super comfortable with and super comfortable enacting and living in. So her south node is in Scorpio, so definitely it tells me that her childhood was very sketchy and dodgy. This placement can result in a very traumatic upbringing, because also Scorpio is a sign that's associated with trauma, transformation. So transformation through trauma, psychological trauma. So it shows a traumatic upbringing. Also because Scorpio south nodes generally experience the darker side of life by way of abuse. They are abused, or they have a troublesome childhood. Also, Scorpio represents manipulation, secret activity, mind games, and then death. So this means people with Scorpio south node tend to resort to these traits to get what they want from other people. Scorpio also deals with other people's money, so this also can show that she is someone that can depend on those traits like manipulation, mind games, and death, like things that have to do with death transformation. It could not only mean physical death, it could also mean ego death, emotional death, psychological death, where your whole mind just changes about the world. Yeah. So she could use those traits to get other people's money. Also, Scorpio is about that calculative, crafty, and intentional way of being. Also, with that talk of her being the mastermind on Senzo's murder. I mean, as a Scorpio South Node with the Pluto right there and Saturn right there, I mean, yeah. Okay, let's look more into the charts. Sun conjunct South Node. Sun represents your ego, your claim to fame, your pride, like the things you have pride in. It can be difficult with people with Sun conjunct the South Node to divorce themselves from their South Node and leave that South Node behind to pursue that Taurasian beautiful cookie cutter life that she is called into, like she is born into in this lifetime, having a karmic responsibility to move towards that. So with her Sun conjunct the South Node, a big part of her identity and her pride is tied to her South Node. So yeah, that's a difficult placement with the Sun right there, but also other planets. The more planets conjunct to your South Node, the harder it is to leave it behind, to evolve, the harder it is to step into your destiny and what you are meant for this lifetime. So she also has Pluto conjunct the South Node. With this placement, this can present someone who is extremely over the top with their like jealousy and possessiveness and extreme, like it shows it's a pointer, a marker for someone who is extremely chaotic, and who just embodies the most low vibrational traits of a Scorpio energy. So this just tells me a lot about her. This can also be a placement of someone who is very secretive and who has a lot of deep, dark secrets. So that's her South Node. So this lifetime, she has to step away from that whole energy and move into her Taurasian North Node. So people with a North Node in Taurus, so as she has a North Node in Taurus, she has a karmic duty to conform to the status quo, to not get into the more abstract things in life, but rather get into the more cookie cutter, real simple, real easy, Venetian, beautiful, artistic things about life. She needs to move more into that, and she needs to be more practical this lifetime. She has a karmic duty to be more practical and be a hard worker and be someone who will make their own money. She also has a karmic duty to build and grow her own self and self-worth outside of the relationships that she has, or relationships that she has to, like attachment she has to other people's resources. Also with Sun conjunct the Pluto in the South Node, this can show her dealing with very powerful men. She yeah, she deals with a very powerful man. And also the South Northern Scorpio definitely shows someone who comes from a past life of a very powerful position. Like she was probably very powerful in her past life, because Scorpio definitely represents power, but also at the very same time it could represent someone who was used and abused lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, even in her early years, this lifetime, by powerful people. So yeah, it's a double whammy with that. With that South Node in Scorpio, it can produce someone who can be like, they can have a level of entitlement to other people's resources. She has her Juno in Virgo. So Juno is the asteroid that we look at when we want to see one's soulmate, long-term relationships, and how they're going to be and how they're going to meet their long-term partners and stuff like that. So she has hers in Virgo. So Virgo is the sign of health, the sign of day-to-day routine, the sign of purity, the sign of information, in the sense that it's it's Mercury, but it's not that Gemini Mercury where you're learning, but rather where you are arranging, not like information in your mind. Okay, so Virgo is also all about perfection too. So this can, Juno in Virgo can produce someone who wants a partner that will come into her life and make her life better. So someone who will come and serve her and just make her the better version of herself. And with this placement also, she is someone who will she's someone who wants someone that will serve her. But also she is someone who can be very serving in relationships. She serves the people she's with. And also in relationships, it's important to her that her partner is someone who is health conscious, someone who keeps a healthy weight and is very conscious of their body, and they go to the gym. I mean, it makes sense with Senzo Meiwa because he was an athlete. Of course, he was aware of what he was eating. He was like keeping his body too. So that's a thing that was a match there. She was attracted to all of that. She is also someone who can be very critical. Very, very critical, because Virgo is the perfectionist. Virgo wants everything perfect, and it's very hard to make a Virgo energy happy. So in relationships, she's very critical and peaky. she's peaky, and she will, the more lower vibration of the Virgo energy is someone who will nitpick their partner apart. They will literally just criticize details about their partner. And also, I saw this, and then I saw that her Virgo is on the 22nd degree. So this is that control or be controlled degree. So this showed me that in her relationship, she's someone who either is very critical, and she is someone who will nitpick their partner apart to keep them under control, like to keep them at a certain level, like to control them, or she is someone who is victim of that in her relationships. So that was very interesting for me. She can also, with this placement, it can show someone who is very controlling of their partner's day-to-day activities, like their daily schedule. Like they want to make sure they want to know everything about, like about where you want to go, who you want to see during the day. Like they're very particular about those things, and they're very controlling with that 22nd degree. They also basically just want to be needed, because Virgo is a sign of service. They want to be needed, and it might translate into someone who is needy in her relationships. So yeah, that was very interesting to see her in that sense. And then she has her Chiron in Gemini. With her Chiron in Gemini, also again with the relationships, she has her Venus in Sagittarius. So this can be someone who will love people from outside of her culture, someone who will travel and then fall in love and stuff like that. But then with also that Uranus conjunct the Venus in Sagittarius, it could be someone that can fall in love with their like friends from outside cultures. So yeah, that it could be a placement of someone who has an interest, like a love interest for people outside of her culture. Okay, so she has her Chiron in Gemini on the 7th degree, to be specific. So Chiron is where you feel like exceptions should be made for your behavior, areas in your life where you are unwilling to compromise. It can point to areas of one's life where you are uncompromising and flat out dysfunctional. So she has her Chiron in Gemini. So the theme of this is duplicity, just acting one way and being another, because Gemini is a sign of the twins, like the two personalities. So this can show someone who is good at presenting one thing but really being another thing. And also with Gemini being the mouthpiece, there is a sense of not being genuine when she speaks and expresses herself. And also with Gemini representing and dealing with the media, this can show someone that is disingenuous with the way she presents herself in the media, especially with her Chiron opposing her Uranus. She could straight out be, with this placement, a trickster. Literally, she could be someone who paints illusions like nobody's business. So she also has Neptune on the 29th degree in Sagittarius. So this is someone who definitely just thrives in painting illusions and then getting the most out of those illusions. Like it's she has that Neptune sextiling the Pluto on the 2nd degree of Scorpio. So she's someone that is good at painting illusions and then getting other people's money out of those illusions, and like building a sense of confidence, like an elusive sense of confidence based off of an illusion she has created, and then she is getting power from that. So she is an illusionist. Also with that placement, Pluto on the 2nd degree sextiling Neptune on the 29th degree, a lot of deep secrets about herself and spirituality or occult activities that she's involved in. Like, she has a lot of secrets about the things that she does spiritually. And this placement can also show that she's got a lot of power and money from the music industry through these behind the scenes activities or secret activities. Since Scorpio and Pisces are both very secretive signs, like there are a lot of things that happen behind the scenes with her that people don't know anything about. Yeah, like she has a lot of secrets. She does. So I was like, okay. Like, I was wondering, so does she care? Like, does she care about all these things? Okay, in particular, this whole situation with Senzume, you were like, is she someone who's that emotionally, like, cold? And according to her chart, yeah, she is that emotionally cold because she has her moon on the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is known for its detachment. Aquarius energy is very detached from its emotions, not because they don't care or it's some evil thing, but rather because they are so concerned with the collective and the future. They're so concerned with the collective and the future that they do not have time for emotions. So Aquarian energy can perceive emotions as kind of like a weakness. It hinders logic. So with her moon, her nurturing, her soft inner parts on such a very cold, dry air sign, she is someone who struggles emotionally. Like, she struggles with connecting with her emotions, with just being in the moment with her emotions without feeling like she can explain or be logical about her emotions. She is someone who tends to just be more logical about emotions instead of heartfelt. So also with that Piscean 12th degree on that moon, it also highlights or amplifies that detachment energy, because Pisces is also a detached energy, but differently from Aquarius in a sense that it's more in its imaginative state. It's more away, like in a dream, in a daydream, in a escaping like reality. Pisces loves escaping reality. So that energy combined with that Aquarian energy just shows me that she's someone who just outright runaways from her emotions. She does not like to sit with her emotions and emotionally process things. She's uncomfortable with that because Aquarius is uncomfortable with that. So yeah, that's what I found out about her. I thought that was very interesting about her, but I feel like it's fitting, like with everything and how it's playing out and all the information coming out and just the whole manipulation of the case. Yeah, it's fitting. I can see her being behind the scenes doing things, Also with that with that Neptune in Sagittarius, it could be she could be someone who uses her music, also with that Neptune sextiling Pluto, her music to kind of hypnotize. And I saw a video online about this psychic woman speaking onto that, and I can see that on her charts. Like, she's someone who can use her music and her creativity to manipulate and get what she wants. Because ultimately with her, with also that Taurus South, because Taurus rules money, she's someone who definitely is power hungry with that South Node in Taurus. She's definitely power hungry, and her way of getting money is very scorpionic with that certain in Scorpio, like very manipulative, like very, yeah, very dark. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe, guys. Help me grow the channel. Thank you very much. Bye.